We're back here at Wanamaker's Tulsa Arms Show. I'm here with Jim Supica, director of the NRA Museums. Jim, we're here doing Curator's Corners. We've seen some amazing stuff so far, talked to some wonderful people, but you've been out on the floor finding things. Now you've come back to me and you've really piqued my interest because you said, John, I found some weird 9mm and we've got to talk about them. So who do we have here to talk about some of these weird 9mm?
Well, you know, in addition to the sales tables here, there are displays, and you will see things here you never see anywhere else. And these two guys set up this exhibit here called the Rarest 9mm, and they weren't lying because they've got 9mm pistols there I've not only never seen before, I've never heard of before.
Wow.
So we have Major Richard Keogh, all the way from Hawaii.
Yes.
And he brought some spectacular and extremely weird 9mm. He's going to tell us about them because I sure can't. You're going to start out with one that they were trying to market this for World War I.
Yes.
What is that?
It's a Dreyse military model made somewhere after 1910.
Early in automatic pistols. Trying to figure it out, trying to get it right.
And they were hoping to compete with the Luger. And they already made a .32 caliber pistol, which was a straight blowback where the weight of the slide held the cartridge in position.
9mm is a little too powerful for that.
Yes, it is. So they decided to get around that by putting in an enormous spring around the barrel. The problem with the enormous spring around the barrel was that it was impossible to pull the slide back. The two of us couldn't pull it. Jim, pull on the slide.
No, we're not going over the rail.
No, two of us can't pull the slide back.
Okay.
So they devised an alternative method. They put a lever on the top. They put a lever on the top that disconnected the breech block in behind the cartridge from the barrel and from the spring.
Wow.
And you pull the breech block back separately and use that to chamber around. And then this snapped back into position, held only by the tension of metal against metal. Well, can you imagine trying to do that in a wet trench at night with somebody shooting at you?
Major, maybe not the best military pistol design ever seen.
Maybe not.
Maybe not, and probably the weirdest, and among the weirdest anyway.
That's incredible. What do you got next to it there?
All right. The next one is actually one of the rarest semi-automatics made. It's a Tarn, T-A-R-N, and it was designed by a Pole in England in 1940 when the Polish Free Forces were being assembled in England to continue the war against the Nazis. And they designed this semi-automatic, very simple semi-automatic pistol. It's a blowback design, so only the slide and the spring are holding the cartridge in place.
Okay.
And they were made in England by the Swiss Swift Rifle Company. And they made exactly 9 prototypes.
That's one of them.
This is serial number 5.
I've never seen one before.
Yeah.
It's an incredible gun.
Just be careful. That may not make it back to Hawaii and may go to his museum. So
Well,
keep your hands on that at all times.
This is number 5. Number 6 is downstairs in my friend Jack Valenti's display.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
cool.
So they got 25% of the total production here.
Yes, the British put a stop to that project. They said that the Free Poles would be equipped with British Army equipment. They were not going to go into production with a special pistol for the Free Polish forces.
Now, compact 9mm have become so popular for concealed carry. This looks very, very modern to me.
Yes, it is. This was very recently produced. This is a Felk, F-E-L-K, and it's made, of all places, in that anti-gun country of Australia.
Oh my gosh.
The Australians forbid their own citizens to own pistols, but they're quite willing to make them and export them to the United States.
Of course.
And it's a totally conventional lock breech 9mm design, intended for concealed carry by the size of it.
Yeah.
But the Australians are making them Rather unusual, it's got a magazine that's totally transparent instead of being made out of, it's got a 10-round magazine that's totally transparent, made out of polycarbonate or some form of plastic.
Now, are these on the American market yet? Are these offered for sale? I've never seen one before.
I found this here a year ago, and I have never seen another one.
Okay.
And
Okay. They're still making them?
I don't know. They designed an earlier one in Australia and had it manufactured in Spain, and a few of those were imported. And this one has all the bells and whistles. It's got the location here where you can attach a laser or a flashlight. Made in the right size for concealed carry. It's got a white front sight, white dot front sight, and this one is serial number 1111, 1111.
Well, Major, if you ever get tired of feeding and caring for these, you drop them by the NRA Museum. We'll be glad to take care of them for you for a little while. I really appreciate you bringing it up here to let us look at.
Well, I've got a 280 in the collection so far, and including a Colt single action Army that was made by the Colt factory, Colt single action Army in 9mm.
Wow. Major Key.
I don't have it with me.
Outstanding.
Thank you, sir, for your
so
service.
much.
And
Thank
thanks for
you
being
for
with
the
us on Curator's
invitation.
Corner.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.